Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Good day. Let me get some extra light here. Oh, that's a bit too bright. Had bad hair day going on. Gotta get a haircut. Just doing some gameplay of Elite Dangerous. I'm out here in Dave's Hope, getting some materials. I'm in the Haydes Sector, DR-V C2-23. And some friends of mine in the squadron I'm in said this is a good place to get, did I already scan this? Huh. I guess I forgot to log out and log back in. Since I'm fairly new to the game on PS4 and new to this is completely new to me. Let me get me something to drink. I'm feeling a bit parched. Actually, I think I'm going to try one of my chocolate flavored beers, honey. A Youngling Hershey's chocolate porter flavored beer. You may not like that. Your wife's gonna try it. More for me if she doesn't like it. That's a surprise. Oh. I'll share one with Cody when he gets home if he wants. It's interesting. It's got a chocolate. There we go.
Incoming message.
Let me share my gameplay on my Discord channel. I need to put that on my description. My Discord channel. Share. Don't know if any of my friends are on, but it's kind of not much exciting going on. I've got a forgot the wrong button. Just doing this a dozen times. If you don't know about this place, it is a good place to get materials and stuff. An easy place to get materials for engineering. You can always go to crash sites, debris, and collect debris from where ships have fought it out in space. And use collector limpets to collect the debris. Or you can scoop it up one by one if you want to do it the old-fashioned way. Some hybrid capacitors, shield emitters. Really low gravity here too. Nice. I'm gonna have to go back to a station and refuel eventually. I can get hung on these things. For the love of Pete! Just mining and watching Netflix. Oh, okay. Yep. We'll do some mining one day. What's going on, viewer? Not sure. Oh, I forgot to lock onto it. Whoa! What the hell? Well, don't need the handbrake. That was crazy. Welcome to the channel. Out here at Dave's Hope, collecting resources. And I've never... This is probably the second or third time that I've been here, ever. And haven't got many of the stuff from this planet. What's up, Lan? I thought that was you, but I wasn't sure. Lan, I don't know if you're a beer drinker or not. I can't remember. But I'm trying a flavor by Youngling, if I'm pronouncing it right. Hershey's Chocolate Porter. It's interesting. Unique flavor. I've never had it before. Apparently it's pretty popular because Kroger had 4 cases at where I work. And it was by 2 o'clock. They put it out yesterday morning, and by 2 o'clock, 2 were gone. And I was like, I better go ahead and buy mine and stick it in the car. Normally, we're not allowed to really buy alcohol while we're on the clock, and especially while in uniform. But I was like, I am going to miss... Yeah, okay. Yeah, Lane likes it too. He says pretty good. Lord, I'm not allowed to buy alcohol while on the clock and in uniforms. But if I would have waited till I was off the clock, or come back on payday, or out of uniform, they would have been gone. And I would have had to do some searching of where to find them. I'm at this planet called, and then this old station area. It's an abandoned station called Dave's Hope. You can barely see the sign. There it is, Dave's Hope. Keep clear. Out in the system called Haydes Sector. It's a good place to find resources and stuff. And a friend of mine told me just come out here. Chemical manipulators. It manipulates chemicals. And collect materials. I'm in my little SRV. Doing this over and over again. I mean, it's not very exciting. Not very entertaining. This is my explorer ship. Named it the Raven. Just kind of farming this area right here. Just figured I'd get on and share my gameplay. I don't usually drink a whole lot of beer. Usually, Cindy and I have gotten into drinking wine. Oop, don't want to shoot it. You like putting beer in your cooking? Huh. It takes the alcohol out, don't it? Right when you cook with beer.
Incoming message.
I bet you're a mean cook, Lan. Now, I drive around this compound and I pick up this stuff. A shield emitters. Got very low gravity on this planet, so I gotta be careful. I ended up, as you probably saw me a while ago, I was like facing upward. Because I got a little crazy with the driving. Polymer capacitors, mechanical components. Let's see. I'll show you what my SRV guy looks like. That's good. This is my SRV. What I'm driving. The back wheels turn opposite direction with the front wheels. I try to make my guy look like Walter White from Breaking Bad. There we go. I forget what button it is to disengage the camera. I like to cook, but I have to be in the mood. Lately, Cindy and I've been so tired. So we're gonna have pork chops tonight with some corn and basic green beans and mac and cheese. Somebody calling you, baby? She has no idea who's calling her. High density composites, polymer capacitors. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. I'll get some more of that in the future. I mean, I'm sure most elite dangerous pilots probably know about this place, because I didn't know about it, and a 3-year veteran told me about it, and a friend Ethan. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to Elite Dangerous and you're starting out your engineering adventure, and you need to get some components for future engineering, come to this little shindig on this planet. It's called Dave's Hope. It's out in Haydes Sector, DR-V, space C2-23. Take a screenshot of that if you want. Pause it, write it down. The planet is Haydes Sector DR-V C2-23A space 5. And once you are close enough and to the planet, Dave's Hope should pop up on it, and you want to kind of park where I kind of park, kind of somewhat out in front of the sign. I parked right over here, just out of the way. Drove my SRV up here, and you're going to want to scan this data node, and then there's other data nodes to scan to get a story of what happened out here. I'm going to refresh my game again. Uno mas. Going to do it 2 or 3 more times just for today. And then wife and I are going to go start dinner. We got to get us some new grilling plates for our George Foreman. Alright, you come out here and target the data thing. I can never get a good angle in it without using this. So then I scan it.
Incoming message.
Switch back to your cockpit mode. Activate your cargo scope. Scan or grab this. Conductive components. Where's that thing at? Here it is. Already scanned. Well, shiza. I can't scan it again. Once you scanned it, let me see. Might be in the codex. Archive. Abandoned settlements. Mining team 6. Yeah. Discovered in Haydes Sector DR-V23 C223. Personal data, Franklin James Foreman, Mining Team 6. Team 6 to base. What the hell was that? It felt like the whole planet was going to come down on top of us. Base, do you read me? Base, are you there? Guys, pack it up. We're heading back to base. Something's not right. Comms are down, and with the last quake, I'm calling it. Follow me. We'll head to the Shaft 48. There's a wired comm station there. Maybe we can find what's happening. Sent 23 May 3286 1519 UTC. Nicholas Baker, Corporate Liaison. Site report log. Sir, seismic activity has increased and we're seeing cave-ins in section 3, 4, and 6 now. I would like to request permission to pull all mining teams out until we can secure the site. Lucy Minnick, site coordinator. Have you lost your senses? Do you know how much it will cost us to shut this place down while you secure the site? We'll lose billions of credits every hour. I can't authorize that. No, the miners keep on going. They know what they signed up for. Nicholas Baker, corporate liaison. But sir, with this level of activity, it could bring the whole installation down. Not just the mine shafts. We have to evacuate. The site is no longer viable. It's just too dangerous. What do you think you're talking to, Miss Mix? What you need to do is your job, or we'll all have to renegotiate your contract. I trust I have made myself clear. And a friend of mine is wanting to chat with me. There it is. That's weird. Oh, wrong selection there. What's going on? I'm reading the mining team logs and picking up some stuff a few times before I log for the day and cook some dinner.
Still down at Dav's?
Yeah, I think I'd get on and do this a few more times. And I never did read the log, so I'm in my Codex archive reading the mining team log.
Supposedly, way up on the mountainside, there is a cave entrance that the SRV can find, but it can't go in. I've never found it, though.
Maybe one day when we get our feet, we can explore the cave.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Shaft 48 call log, Team 6 to base. Can you read us? What the hell is happening? We're trying to evacuate Section 4, but all access to tunnels have been collapsed in the last quake. We're stuck down here. Repeat, access has collapsed. The team's trapped in Shaft 48. When can you expect the rescue crew? Base, are you reading us? Damn. Team 6 did not report any shaft change, and our survey has been reported that the cave-ins are more widespread than the first fire. There's a very high possibility that they are trapped somewhere in Section 4. I'm prepping the rescue team now. They should be ready to leave within the hour. Site shut down with immediate effect. All resources and confidential materials to be moved to Alpha Site. Regarding ongoing situation, Mining Team 6 missing considered acceptable loss. Considered acceptable loss, no further action. That's fucked up.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. It seems like corporate agree with you, Miss Minix. This site is no longer viable and now closed. Shut it down. Shut it all down. Give the order to detonate the charges. Collapse the site. Damn. Well, they collapsed it, so you may not be able to enter the mine. You can't do that, damn you. We have 20 people down there. You can't just leave them there die like this. They have families, children. What are you going to tell them? Those charges are only meant to be used at the end of the operation. We have to do something to get our people out first. We can't just leave them buried alive down there. We have a responsibility. And that was like, my responsibility is to this corporation and its shareholders. There are plenty more miners to take their place, and yours for that matter. If you won't follow orders, we'll find someone else that will. Do it now. Man, she's a bitch. Miss Lucy Minix. Crazy.
So the group admins for Sin 4 have been being sarcastic assholes towards me on the Facebook group. So I wrote this huge long thing about the truth behind Sin 4, and I saved it because If they really want to fucking talk shit when all they do is talk shit, I will post it up and I will keep posting it up until they kick me out of the group.
Wow.
Their own rules and guidelines says no spamming posts for recruitment, but that's all they do.
Yeah. Looking at the codex about Thargoids. There's a lot of shit on here.
Yeah.
Wow. Be nice if it was.
You could do that, and then you can listen to the Guardians, and it coincides because the Guardians and the Thargoids fought each other well before we did.
Yeah. Oh, you can actually listen to it.
I live to listen to the whole codex.
The Thargoids. Human Thargoid contact. The Thargoids are a non-human race with a history of hostility towards humanity. The first recorded encounter with a Thargoid ship took place in 2849, although earlier undocumented encounters are believed to have taken place. In the years that followed, contact with lone Thargoid vessels was intermittently reported. Humanity clashed with the Thargoids in the 32nd century, but details of the conflict remained scarce for many years, and it proved difficult to differentiate authentic accounts of Thargoid encounters from the sensationalist media stories of the time. The discovery of abandoned intergalactic naval reserve
and I can tell that they're doing a server update tonight because flying this fucking cutter right now has been all fucking.
Established in 3193, was responsible for researching the Thargoids and developing technologies to counter their aggression. But the organization's lack of accountability meant that the details of its research did not come to light until years after its dissolution. Almost all of the reliable data
My ship keeps rolling to the left and turning to the left for no reason.
This data, originally deemed highly confidential, was declassified in 3304, following a resolution for the federal government and an imperial decree. Some controversy over the backing and funding of the INRA remains, however.
Don't drink and drive. Drinking my chocolate beer, and it's actually pretty good.
I'm not a beer person to begin with.
I don't usually drink a whole lot of beer, but I saw this at work the other day, and I was like, I gotta try that. Wrong button.
The Thargoids. Society. The INRA discovered that Thargoid society is organized into hives, with most Thargoids falling into three categories: queens, princesses, and drones. Queens function as reproducers, while drones serve to maintain a favorable environment for the rest of the hive. Thargoid hives can be vast, although it may be that some of the larger observed groups are in fact multiple, overlapping hives. Ultimately, little is known for sure. The average Thargoid queen is at least as intelligent as a human being, while the typical drone possesses a more rudimentary level of intelligence. Existing evidence suggests that queens have extremely long lifespans, living for hundreds or even thousands of years.
Wow.
The variable size of queens' neurocraniums suggests this might be an indicator of age. Little is known about the precise nature of Thargoid reproduction, but it is likely that queens can reproduce both sexually, with other queens, and asexually. It is thought that the latter method produces drones, while the former produces a new queen. Analysis of Thargoid specimens led some INRA researchers to believe that a new queen, or princess, becomes a full queen only once it has produced drones of its own. Significantly, queens are believed to be single-sex. The Thargoids' ability to reproduce asexually means that their populations can expand incredibly quickly, but it is thought that they deliberately restrict the size of the populace so as to not to deplete all available resources. There is evidence to suggest that this is sometimes achieved by culling older drones. INRA testing indicated the Queens perceive drones as entirely expendable, presumably due to the ease with which they can be replaced. Indeed, a Thargoid Queen appears to give no more thought to the loss of a drone than a human would an eyelash.
Wow. I never knew this stuff existed on the Codex.
There's a lot there, too.
Yeah, there's a lot to listen to.
Most of the power plays each have one. Federation, Empire, Thargoids, Guardians, Raxla, Darkwheel.
Thargoid communication.
The Thargoids. Communication. The belief that Thargoids were capable of some form of extrasensory communication was often cited in the early years of human-Thargoid interaction. But prior to the discovery of INRA records, it was not fully understood. Professor Yuri Anslow of the INRA theorized that a Thargoid queen can communicate with the drones in its hive via a spread-spectrum electronic signal, and can use this signal to control the drones, and even to share their sensory input. Studies of battlefield footage certainly suggest some kind of near-instantaneous communication among Thargoids, and the presence of low-level radio noise in areas occupied by Thargoids indicates that they do indeed communicate via short-range electronic signals. Professor Anslow went on to claim that a queen could effectively see and hear through its drones, but her contemporaries were skeptical, dismissing the assertion as baseless. Professor Ishmael Palin, one of the galaxy's foremost experts on the Thargoids, has even gone so far as to denounce Anslow as a glory hound. Thargoids have been known to make staccato clicking noises with their mouthparts when in the presence of humans, punctuated with occasional hisses and buzzes. They've also been observed directing such noises at one another, albeit much less frequently. Professor Albert Tesreau, a founding member of the Joint Superpower Initiative, AEGIS, and a specialist in interspecies communication, has studied INRA audio logs and suggested that the sounds probably represent some kind of language due to the repetition of certain sound combinations. It is unclear why the Thargoids would sometimes choose to communicate with each other vocally, given their capacity for extrasensory communication. Professor Anslow suggested that the sounds could be designed to intimidate enemies or opponents, noting that Thargoids often produce them prior to combat. Thargoid ships have been observed emitting a complex array of sounds, and in some cases subtly changing color. The exact meaning of these behaviors has not been determined, but they appear to correspond to different emotional states. What is not known is if these sounds are produced by the pilot and amplified by the ship, or emitted by the ship itself. If the sounds originate with the pilot, it would suggest some kind of physiological connection between pilot and vessel. Given the sophistication of Thargoid bioengineering, however, it is possible that the sounds come from the ship itself, and that Thargoid ships are able to feel and communicate to a limited degree. The hulls of Thargoid ships are typically emblazoned with one of several symbols, the meaning of which is unknown. Some have theorized that they could denote membership of a particular familial group, or possibly be an indicator of rank.
The station that's on the only planet in the system where Dave's Hope is at, can you refuel and stuff over there? Do you know?
You should be able to refuel.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't rearm. Sometimes you can't repair. But refueling, usually always.
Alright. I'm gonna have to stop at the gas station. Get some fuel for my SRV.
Oh, you can refuel your SRV.
How so?
In your synthesis menu. Right hand side of the screen, inventory, I believe it's the second one from the bottom.
The very last one. SRV refuel.
you have is there a box checked?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should I might be able to
Oh,
see it.
using
Yeah.
sulfur and phosphorus to refuel.
Yep, one of each.
Wow, okay.
That's how you rearm, repair a lot of the stuff while you're on the go.
Nice.
But you have to have material to do so.
Well, cool.
You cannot rebuild an SRV in your ship, but you can definitely repair, rearm, and refuel it.
Awesome. I learned something new today.
I bet you I could teach you a bunch of other new things.
I'm sure you could, man. You've been playing this game a long time straight.
My
Compared to
thing
me.
is, though, I learn quick, and I make it like secondhand nature to do things. So, like No Man's Sky, I've only played it probably about 2 days worth, and like a lot of that's just secondhand nature now.
Cool.
But that's just how I am. I like to learn things. Come on, which way am I going?
I plan on learning more stuff on this game, but I don't get to play a whole lot. Not as much as I used to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Means you won't burn yourself out.
Thargoid incursion repelled in Witchhead Enclave. Pilots Federation alert. Thargoid forces defeated in an Alliance-controlled system within the Witchhead Nebula. The galactic community has responded to a call for aid from the Witchhead Enclave and successfully resisted an attack by the Thargoids. The majority of the alien vessels were destroyed, forcing the remainder to retreat. Captain Warren Lamar, head of security for the Alliance Expeditionary Pact, announced, "Everyone in Onoros and our neighboring systems owes an enormous debt to the courageous pilots who met the Thargoids in battle. The whole of the Witchhead Enclave is breathing a sigh of relief that this resurgence was prevented from spreading any farther." The Alliance Expeditionary Pact offered financial rewards for those who took part in the system's defense, and these payments can now be obtained at the Golden Stag. To help celebrate this victory, the technology broker at Bray Landing and the Yuan-Jia system confirmed that access to Guardian weapons and modules will stay reduced for one more week. Marlinist refugees flee to... Marlinist exodus at...
I thought adding the damn Thargoid thing to the playlist would start playing it, but it's reading me news reports on the main
Yeah,
screen.
it gets tricky sometimes.
Yeah. Psychology.
The Thargoids. Physiology.
Oh.
Human understanding of Thargoid physiology is far from
Physiology.
complete, but recovered INRA
Physiology.
data has offered some
I can't say that
insights
shit.
into their nature. INRA records
I know exactly
describe
what
the
you
average Thargoid
mean,
as
though.
physically larger
Yeah.
than a human being, and generally insectoid in appearance. Thargoid biology is carbon-based, using an RNA-like encoding for biological information, but Thargoid chemistry is based on ammonia rather than water. Consequently, while Thargoids can comfortably tolerate
Incoming message.
environments as cold as minus 80 degrees Celsius, they cannot withstand environments warmer than 45 degrees Celsius for
Cargo scuba deployed.
According to notes compiled by Dr. Peregrine Hennig, an INRA researcher, Thargoids can survive for a significant time in the vacuum of space without apparent discomfort, and can tolerate radiation and extreme cold for far longer than a human. The Thargoids. Vulnerabilities. In 3151, the INRA developed a biological weapon known as the mycoid virus for use against the Thargoids. The virus was the result of an accidental discovery made by an INRA researcher who noted a particular strain of fungus was found to thrive on the hulls of Thargoid vessels and appeared to be digesting the material of which the ship was made. The INRA refined the fungal strain and began experimenting on living Thargoids in their spacecraft. The mycoid proved to have deleterious effects on both, leading to the swift elimination of the Thargoids active in human-occupied space at the time. It is widely assumed that since the last human-Thargoid conflict, the Thargoids have developed an immunity to the mycoid virus. The Thargoids. Starships. In terms of structure and function, Thargoid vessels are radically different from anything produced by humanity and are able to navigate hyperspace in ways that are not fully understood. They are also at least partly organic, meaning that they can self-repair or heal over time. Ship function in general, and this restorative ability in particular, have been shown to be dependent upon the so-called Thargoid heart, a biomechanical organ found in varying quantities in different Thargoid ships. These hearts often survive the destruction of the ship, enabling them to be salvaged, although they can also be targeted and damaged with appropriate weaponry. They are highly corrosive, however, and require special containers for safe transport. Thargoid vessels that have sustained combat damage exhibit scar-like patterns. Given that Thargoid technology is sophisticated enough for such damage to be repaired, it follows that the Thargoids might deliberately choose to preserve these scars. INRA logs document
So much nicer when I'm doing this by myself.
many times larger than
Yesterday
other
was just
Thargoid
like,
craft,
I wanted to
against which the
stab people.
mycoid virus was successfully deployed, although no such vessels have been reported in recent times.
Let's see, what time is it? 41 after. Oh, man. I find it a little frustrating when we're in chat like we are, and say you and I are you're trying to tell me something important, and then other people are in the chat and they're talking over the conversation. Yeah. Oh, it drives me nuts.
The easiest way to fix that, and what we do it a lot,
yeah, just
as much as everyone else will hear us now, just mute the people that are being loud.
Yeah.
And then if you say that and I hear you, I'll switch over to muting them too.
Okay. I'll have to try to remember that. Remember that.
Before, if there was 8 of us in a party chat and you muted everyone but me and I muted everyone but you, only you and I would hear each other.
Okay.
PlayStation wants to play these fucking games now where if you mute everyone but me, everyone is going to still hear what you got to say. And I think that's fucking bullshit.
So I got to mute everybody
except
but you?
For me.
And then,
if you want to talk to me.
Yeah. And they
that
won't
way
be...
you won't hear them, but they'll hear you.
Okay.
So it's not like you can be all private about it. That's how we used to let go of our frustrations. Like we would just be like, dude, like come on. And now it's not like that anymore.
Make his choice. That's funny. I wonder who found that out the hard way.
I did.
Oh, I was thinking maybe like somebody else, like
I was
so,
I
so,
was I
so
muted
yeah,
Brotherhood,
yeah.
and I had told dude, I'm like, you're the only one that's gonna hear this, but if he keeps fucking giving me lip, I'm gonna fucking say something to him. And dude's like, we can all hear you still. And I looked in the party chat, I'm like, how? Everyone's muted but you. He's like, everyone heard you.
Wow. Insert foot here. That's how did brother handle that?
Brotherhood is just one of those players, though. I don't know. He didn't say anything. But
Okay,
Brotherhood's one of those guys that I really don't care if I ever play with him again. That kid AJ that was in the party last night, I don't know if you were in the party for that, but
probably
that's
briefly.
what I was getting at. He was the one that never shuts the fuck up. And the shit that comes out of his mouth is bizarre, weird, and like you just want to reach through the microphone and strangle him.
Mm.
But I rage quit last night because of him. I was like, I can't do it. I can't. I muted. I jumped out of the party chat altogether. I messaged dude and I was like, I can't. This kid just literally sucked the whole life out of me. I've got anxiety now. I'm stressed now. I really don't even want to play video games now because of him. Like, it was that bad.
Wow. Yeah, they were all talking. I didn't really get a chance to say goodbye, so I just logged out.
I do it.
Yeah.
I still see you.
The
But
Thargoids. Structures.
it's fucked up
Dozens of
because where
planets
I'm
in
stuck with
human-occupied
recruiting
space
new
are
players and
peppered with
people
Thargoid
that want to join
barnacles,
the squadron,
biological resource
it's hard
extractors.
because of the whole Pilot Syndicate 4 bullshit. No
Yeah.
one ever gets to get no other squadron, not even my own, is allowed to have a voice in all the public forums anymore because Sin 4 controls everything. So it's like, how do you do that? I'm not trying to take anyone from FDOS because I am allied with the commander of FDOS. I'm allied with a bunch of the people in FDOS. Like, they're good people.
Yeah.
But it's to the point, it's like, what the fuck? And that's why the party chats get so mixed up.
Yeah.
The minerals into meta-alloys, a key component in the creation of Thargoid vehicles and technology. Theories that these barnacles have been genetically engineered by the Thargoids have yet to be verified. Larger structures, referred to as Thargoid surface sites, have also been discovered. These sites typically consist of a spiral-shaped structure, nestling within a shallow crater, beneath which lies a series of tunnels. At the heart of this subsurface network is a device that, once activated, emits a holographic star map. The sites are controlled by semi-sentient biomechanical entities called scavengers.
I'm gonna fill my refinery just on this fucking rock alone. I know it. There we
I'll
go.
see. Saturday night, my wife and I go over to my parents' house to watch a movie and eat some pizza. And then when we get back, I'll probably hop on and maybe do some mining if I can find that system again that we were at last week.
I showed you how to bookmark, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just make sure they're all alphabeticalized, and then you can keep, I believe, up to 100 bookmarks in this game. I should know because I've already maxed it out 3 times.
I don't know if I bookmarked it or not. What's it under?
I usually put it under mining.
I didn't bookmark it then. Well, I didn't put it under book mining.
If you look on the galaxy map right now,
Yeah.
you can find my logo Well, it's going to show you everyone that you're friends with that's in open right now. But in Hades Sector is where I'm at. If you click on the system that I'm at and go into system
I don't even see
um,
you.
view, you should. I can see you.
Is it under? Let me see. Switch to.
Oh no, you're in solo. That's all right.
Oh, yeah. As I was doing these, I'll switch to.
Yeah, I'll be here for a little bit. So before you log off,
Ah,
if you look it up.
I'll switch to open so I can see where you're at.
You'll find me on the galaxy map, but when you find the system I'm in, you
Hmm.
want to go to system map, and I believe it's the second or third planet in. It's a water world with rings,
Mm.
and then all you have to do is bookmark it right there. Come on, come on. Is it gonna miss or is it gonna hit?
Haydes Sector DBX D1 1.
DBX one. Yep, 112. And then I believe it's the only system. It's a small planet on all the system view, and it's the second or third one in,
How
and
do
it
you
should say
select it?
water. What do you mean?
Like, how do I select the system? That system you're in, Haydes Sector DBX.
Um, there should be a line and a dot, and when you highlight the dot, it will highlight the system. Then you hit X or select it, and then it will jump to it, and you're gonna get the check mark, the plot route, and you should get the system logo. Just go to the system logo and find the planet and bookmark just the planet. That way you don't have to bookmark the system and then guess which one you're going to.
Still can't get it to select. Oh shit, backed out of it. I was hitting the X over the little blue dot. It's like a little purple dot, or a dark blue, or something.
It all depends on how your map configuration is at the moment.
I'll just type it in. HYA. So how long has the Panite been a very popular choice of stuff to mine?
It's always been popular.
Yeah.
It's the only mining that really hasn't changed. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh, painite's the new gold." It's not really. Painite's value has never really changed. Low temps, void opals, bentonite, that all changed. This is just the easiest. Like the amount of fragments you'll pick up per low temp rocks is much higher than um, if you went low temp mining. Peanut fragments, I mean. So
Yeah.
like the yield per rock is a lot higher than say low temp diamonds. Low temp diamonds, you might get one or two or three whole diamonds from each rock. I think the highest I've ever seen a low temp rock percentage was like 44, and in painite you can get all the way up in the high 60s, low 70s.
Let's see. There's a blue big gas giant with rings. This is unexplored. This is a small gas giant with rings.
Just a map, it's going to be the littlest planet, the closest, smallest planet on the
Yeah.
first line. And it's going to say Water World with rings.
Yep, that's it.
And don't go dead center of a hotspot. Always go probably just outside the bullseye. Everyone aims right for the center, and then the center's the hardest place to find good size rocks.
All right.
Cargo scoop deployed.
The Thargoids, War with the Guardians. Archaeological records have revealed that the extinct, non-human civilization known as the Guardians experienced conflict with the Thargoids many thousands of years ago. Logs recovered from Guardian sites indicate that the Thargoids were the aggressor in this conflict, having seeded Guardian space with biomechanical constructs used for resource extraction long before the emergence of the Guardian civilization. The Thargoids apparently believed they were entitled to uncontested dominion of the territory. The Guardians attempted to communicate with the Thargoids and reach a compromise, but without success. Over the course of the conflict, the Guardians developed new technologies to give them an advantage against the Thargoids. These technologies were apparently successful, forcing the Thargoids to abandon their offensive.
Why did that keep failing? I wasn't even moving.
The Thargoids. Agenda. Thargoids do not attack indiscriminately, and their choice of target shows them to be highly intelligent. They have also conducted targeted strikes on Aegis facilities and attacked pilots carrying Thargoid items in their cargo holds, indicating that they know they are being studied and want to halt the process. But despite their evident intelligence, they appear to be completely uninterested in meaningful communication. The engineer Ramtar, who has extensively researched the Guardians and their war with the Thargoids, holds the view that Thargoid aggression is a product of territorialism. They seed an area with barnacles, thus laying claim to it, and return, sometimes many centuries later, to harvest the extracted resources. Any life form advanced enough to compete with them for the territory is treated as an enemy and summarily attacked. Professor Palin concurs with this view, adding that the Thargoids are apparently so determined to eliminate any threats to their long-term survival, they will not tolerate any advanced species in close proximity.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Alright, I'm gonna get off the game here for today. Go let my
Alrighty.
wife cook some dinner.